Stephen Collison, writing at CNN, is talking about how Trump is showing just how divisive a new White House under his command and control would be if Trump were to run and get reelected. I don't think he may run. I don't give a shit if he does or not. In fact, there's a part of me that wishes he would, so that he would be absolutely devoured in a landslide and maybe take down Republicans with him. Of course, he doesn't think that way. But as Collinson wrote, only Trump knows whether he'll mount a run for the White House in 2024, but it's already clear what this orange bastard's campaign would look like. And the whole filthy enterprise would be built on a lie that Trump, was cheated out of office. And the campaign would relentlessly politicize and get money from the crazy right-wing devils in this country about this country's ideological, social, and racial divides. There's a lot of money to be made, see? And Trump knows that. And this son of a bitch probably knows that he would not be elected again. But it's a way to bring in millions, tens of millions of dollars that he can spend on his fucking country clubs, right? Excuse me. Collison points out that back in 2016, Trump tapped into a seam of discontent with the economy, in a sense that the political establishment in Washington was ignoring millions of people. And he also turned then to victimizing Mexican and Muslim immigrants in that campaign, playing on the fear of outsiders. And the Christian fascists, the lying son of a bitches who claim to be Christians, and completely crap on what the guy they claim is their Messiah, what he told them to do, they went right along with it, didn't they? Oh, yeah, Muslims? Oh, God, they're almost as bad as Jews. Of course, I can't say that about the Jews because, Trump's son-in-law is a Jew, and, all that bullshit. I hate these Christian fascists. Some Democrats believe also that his win was part of the racist backlash in this country to Obama's presidency, and the fact that for 8 years we had, oh my God, a Negro commander-in-chief. And Trump just bored right into that with the bullshit about whether or not Barack Obama was even an American citizen. What Trump did even before he decided to corrupt and fuck up this country, with his lies and deception, was to try to undermine the faith that Americans showed by electing Obama president. And yes, it took faith for a lot of white people to say, okay, I'm going to vote for this young guy. I realize he's African American, but I'm going to vote for him. And Trump stomps in on that and tries to kill it and distort it and wound it and injure it. And he did a goddamn good job, didn't he? But as Collinson points out at CNN, what looks like a new attempt by Trump to get the White House back is starting to shape up as an even more sinister affair. Not least because a president who is twice impeached, who has incited an insurrection, who has tried to subvert U.S. democracy, would be seeking to regain the powers of the presidency. Or as Collinson puts it, the awesome powers of the presidency. This goddamn Trump, if he is elected again, somehow manages to steal another election, I don't want to think about that. But anyway, in recent days, as Stephen Collinson points out, it's as though Trump senses an opening. With Biden being heavily criticized over this awful withdrawal from Afghanistan, awful in its application, It was a great idea, should have been done 15 years ago. Should never have happened, in my opinion. And with the pandemic resurgent, and Trump looks at those as political opportunities, not as problems to be solved or issues to be debated. But no, it's an opportunity for this scum bastard to cause more trouble, a way to accelerate Trump's own desire, insistence, preordination he's going to be president again. And the orange vomit hasn't offered any political plans or suggestions on how to tackle the COVID-19 emergency that he botched while he was in office, is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths. But no. The orange vomit's attacks, his statements, suggest that a new presidential campaign for him would be a vehicle for personal vengeance and the wounded vanity of being rejected by voters after a single term. Excuse the cough. Yeah, that sounds like Donald Trump, doesn't it? I know how I'll get even. I'll run again. And if I get the presidency, am I going to fuck these people over this time? Oh, boy. Yeah. And all of that was clear this past weekend when the country solemnly marked the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And the scum bastard Trump unleashed a whole string of political assaults on Joe Biden and was nowhere near any of the commemorative events. Oh, that's Trump. He doesn't give a shit. And there was something almost sad that Trump knew he could not join Biden and Bill Clinton and George Bush and Barack Obama at official commemorations of the attacks. But Trump's not interested in that. He's never been interested in being a member of the former president's club. And his brand of politics, the scum-sucking insurrectionist brand of politics, relies on attacking every avenue that he can find the political establishment, especially former presidents. It doesn't make any difference if they're Democrat or Republican. He doesn't give a shit. But his absence, this is what Stephen Collinson points out, the orange vomit's absence from any commemoration underscored the divides in this country that is now unable to even join as one to mark the most unifying, tragic event in modern history, and that is the national response to the attacks that killed nearly 3,000 people. Can't even come together for that. He did visit police officers and firefighters in New York City on Saturday after he was criticized for avoiding observances and for moonlighting as a commentator at a fucking boxing match with his bastard son. But even then, he couldn't risk political digs. He was boasting about his previous campaign and his administration. And he stood there and lied with some of these cops or firefighters around him, lying that the election in 2020 was rigged. God, I hate this man. It's scary to me how much son of a bitch really turns my stomach. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.